I have not hidden the fact that I really and truly have absolutely no hope for the upcoming Fantastic Four movie in the MCU. Really and truly, I don't. I would love to be proven wrong, and it's a fantastic movie with everything about it is amazing and great, but everything we have gotten about that so far has not filled me with any kind of hope. You understand me? They cast Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards because why? Kevin Feige and the rest of them said that, the original cast was just too white. And then again, they only got Pedro Pascal after God alone knows how many actors said no and passed on the role because they didn't like the way Reed Richards was being depicted in the movie. Then we also got all that nonsense in regards to Sue Storm and how this movie is going to be all about her and how she's being held back by her husband and she wants to break free and all of this drama and all of this nonsense and all of that. And all of this is going on. All of it is happening over at Disney and all of this. And meanwhile, you have Bob Iger out there saying, no, we don't have any woke agenda. No, there is no woke agenda whatsoever. People just making that up. There's no woke agenda. Like, apparently we all too damn stupid to see what you're doing. That's apparently what them figured. They're just losing money and everybody's seeing what's going on. But apparently we're all too stupid to understand that. And then, of course, we had the latest bit of announcement after we had gotten rumors of it before. It's been confirmed now that Silver Surfer in the MCU Fantastic Four movie is going to be a woman. Why? Because, like I said, they need to just keep pushing this ridiculous agenda. And once again, out comes Shill Media to try and defend this nonsense and act like, everybody who has a problem with what they're clearly seeing as absolute nonsense are in the wrong because they have to gaslight you all the way home. That's what they want to do. And who better to lead this gaslighting campaign than the Mary Sue? Get into this. People mad that the Silver Surfer is a woman need to read some comics. Something about that title sounds familiar. I wonder why. Not really the wording, but something about it sounds familiar. Who wrote this? Rachel Leishman. I wonder, did she? There it is. There it is, people. I know it sounded familiar. She was the one who wrote this article here. How are all these neckbeards and Republicans fans of the X-Men? They're literally not for you. This was the article that I referenced in my video talking about how the X-Men would not always woke. This is it. I know that word, it sounds familiar. Must be some Rachel Leishman crap. So let's get into what exactly she has to say and how she literally goes out of her way to try to set something up that is not even true or factual, but she just needs to be heard, apparently. She starts off like this. It is a day that ends in Y, so there are cries of why go woke over the casting of Julia Garner in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Shalla-Bal the Silver Surfer. What if they instead read some comics so they wouldn't complain about things that already exist, except Shalla-Bal has never been the Silver Surfer in the main 616 universe. So I don't know what she's talking about, but once again, I'm certain she's going to start blowing smoke up somebody's tailpipe. See what she has to go on with. As is always the case with casting announcements, you have a sea of people who have an opinion on it. Well, yes, people have a right to have an opinion. That's their right. With the news that Garner would be playing Shalla-Bal, a version of the Silver Surfer, the reaction and replies were all too predictable. For all the excitement, who was excited? Who? There was a group of people, mainly men, of course, Of course, this is where the Mary Sue always shines through, and you see themselves, and they expose exactly what they are. There was a group of people, mainly men. Because, comic books have always been for boys and men and these kind of things. Women could enjoy it, no problem with that. But the primary audience has always been male. But no, you come out now to say that, there was a group of people, mainly men, because that's the problem. I'll continue on it. Calling it a pandering choice and using the dreaded word woke to describe the casting. It is a pandering choice. It is woke nonsense. You see, you cannot pretend something isn't what it is when everybody's seeing it. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's not a horse. People know what woke nonsense you're doing now, and they're sick and tired of it. You could want to pretend and lie all you want that, it's not so, and all you don't know what's going on, and this is the case, and this one will let all you want all the way home. It does not change the fact. You already started off in this article talking about for all the excitement. Who was excited? I am quite certain Rachel Leachman has probably never even heard about Shalla-Bal or Holy Silver Surfer before now. Honestly. But no, we're talking about all four. They said, but nobody was excited about it. Of course, there are going to be these Disney shills who want to jump out and act like, it's the greatest thing ever, but they and all don't care. And you have to turn around now and say, there was a group of people, mainly men. They always expose themselves so you know exactly what the Mary Sue is up to and what their views on it are. This thing here from our next Nick Adams talking about how the Silver Surfer was the changed to a woman and all of this. All right. So she goes on. So what exactly is woke about casting Garner as a female character who has been around for 56 years? Is it because Norrin Rad was created 2 years before her? Oh no, how dare we not make the Silver Surfer happen again without Norrin's casting announcement first? Okay, let me try to explain this, because apparently she is completely deranged and doesn't want to even acknowledge the fact that she is. Yes, Silver Surfer Norrin Rad was created 2 years before Shalla-Bal. Yes. But it's not like Shalla-Bal had some massive role in the Marvel Universe. No. She was Norrin Rad's love interest, married or something like that, on Zenla. The only times that you ever actually got to see Shalla-Bal was their time together before he became the Silver Surfer. And then you would only see it you only see her once or twice. If somebody decided to kind of mess with the Silver Surfer's mind, that was it. For large stretch of years, decades, they never talked about Shalla-Bal. She wasn't shown, she wasn't featured, nothing. She was not there, she was not out, nothing. So you're saying that, she was created around 56 years ago. Yes, she was created around 56 years ago. But there has been decades where nobody has even talked about her, referenced her, nothing. So you're already starting to see that you're blowing smoke up somebody's tailpipe for stuff you know nothing about. Continue on. The reaction to Garner's casting makes it abundantly clear that those angry over it because they perceive it as woke is simply down to the fact that they don't actually know anything about the comics. Okay, let's hear what she has to say. Because if they knew anything about the Silver Surfer, they'd know that Shalla-Bal is his love interest, and both Norrin Rad and Shalla-Bal were the Silver Surfer together. They were the Silver Surfer together in Earth X, which is like a what if. It's not real. I think Franklin Richards created that reality, something like that. And just to be clear, she and Norrin Rad were like co-Silver Surfer because they were both on the surfboard for 6 pages, and she immediately died at the end. So this argument makes absolutely no sense. You're the one who clearly knows nothing about the comics. Because You're acting like, okay, the first version, she's the love interest of it. Okay, that's true. But this whole thing about how they were both Norrin Rad and Shill were both Silver Surfer together in the comics. Like I said, that is an Earth X, something nobody cares about, nobody talks about, because it was like basically just a what if, something created by Franklin Richards, if I'm not mistaken, and she was only co-Silver for like 6 pages before she immediately died. That was it. But I have people trying to, because I actually had somebody telling me, oh, she and him were Silver Surfer, and she was there, and telling me, oh, you know what? It was actually in the main 616. And I told them, no, it was never that. They had to go and double check that, oh no, you're correct. It wasn't the 616. She was never any sort of herald in the main universe whatsoever. And Earth X, like I said, was not real. It was just a what if made up something, and that was it. So you're already talking a bunch of nonsense and proving you know nothing about what you're speaking. She continues on. Instead, you have people calling it woke or inclusive casting, when in fact it is just a character who exists in the canon of Marvel Comics and has for literal decades. It is woke and inclusive casting because all you want to do is push the MCU. Like I said, yes, Shalla-Bal does exist in the 616, but there were like decades when nobody even mentioned her. That was it. But no, you're just trying to push this nonsense. That's all. Others are angry that their childhood hero has been ruined. Weird that they seemingly don't know an important part of Norrin Rad's storyline if he is their hero. Of course, it's an important part of Norrin Rad's storyline, but what the fact of the matter is that she was never a herald. She was never any kind of herald whatsoever. So you're talking absolute and utter nonsense. They act like, because Silver Surfer is somebody hero, they don't know anything about all that. I mean, okay, I have not read every Silver Surfer comic in existence. No. I've read some, not all. But even I know the history of Silver Surfer. He was on Zenla. Yes, Shalla-Bal was his love interest. He became the Silver Surfer. He left. That was it. Like I said before, the only time you ever saw her again was if somebody tried to mess with Silver Surfer's mind. That was it. That was it. There were decades when there was nothing to do with her at all. That was it. But no, you don't want to stop this nonsense, and people are seeing this crap. She continues on, and the funniest part about this all is the cries of how the Silver Surfer has been around for 50 years. Like Shalla-Bal was not also around during that time. She was created, as you stated earlier, 2 years after Silver Surfer. And like I said, there were decades when she was not even mentioned or referenced. So you're done talking more crap already. He goes on. It truly is like clockwork. Someone who is not a cisgender, oh Jesus Christ, straight white male is casting something, and here they come in droves screaming about the casting choice of a character that has existed in Marvel Comics for decades. It just comes across as being uneducated in the thing they claim to love so completely. Cisgender straight white man. To be honest with you, I had no idea that the term cisgender even existed until probably about a little over a year ago. Because it's so much nonsense now. And then you use the term cisgender, you mean normal people who understand the fact that, there are only 2 genders, that's it? Then you keep exposing yourself. You started off this article saying that, people who are complaining, mostly men. I know you want to say, but not a cisgender straight white man. I have had people tell me that, I'm being sexist in having a problem with this gender swap of the Silver Surfer. And people say that, it's going to be taking place in a different universe. So what they're going to do, they will have her as the Silver Surfer first, and then they will bring in Norrin Rad later on. I'm like, are you serious? Are you actually serious? Do you honestly believe that in this day and age of the absolute crap that they do, that they are going to say, listen, we are going to take this female character, right? We're going to take this female character and do either one of three things. We're either going to have her start off as the Silver Surfer and then have her replaced by Norrin Radley Dawn, or two, she's going to die. She's going to die, and then he's going to take over. Or three, this is going to be in a separate universe, and then you know when the universes merge, she will be there and he will be there. No. Be realistic and sensible, people. There is no way that once they go down this road, they are going to say, you know what? Let's change out this woman for the white man because that's what people are going to want. No, they are never going to do that. The minute they made this casting choice, their entire decision was set. She is going to be the Silver Surfer for the entire MCU. That's what they want. This is why when people say MCU, they're not making it up because you're seeing it for yourself. This is what they are doing. This is it. But when you say it now, the Shills come out to attack you to say that, oh, you know, you make all this. No. This is why this company is going to burn to the ground because of nonsense like this. She continues again. Instead, they all just look like people with boring takes and opinions. They want to see the same Silver Surfer storyline again. We have done this already. Why not try something new and enjoy a different take on this universe? Instead, they just want to rinse and repeat the same movie over and over again with no new comic characters getting their chance. Now, here's the thing, yeah? I will partially agree with what she just said there. Partially agree with it. Because she said that they want to see the same Silver Surfer storyline again. I don't think the Silver Surfer should be in this MCU thing at all. I don't think so. Because once you have the Silver Surfer, you have Galactus. And Galactus is a threat that you must build to. Because when you look at it like, you know, you have Thanos and you have Galactus. Galactus is a much bigger entity than Thanos. So he's a threat you build to. They wanted to do that whole thing with Kang the Conqueror. We saw how that turned out. But Galactus is a threat you build to like you had to build to with Thanos. I do not think that the Silver Surfer should be in this movie. I think if anything, the Silver Surfer shouldn't show up until probably like the third movie. Honestly. But they keep doing the same problem with Fantastic Four. This is why the movies keep having these issues with them. Because when you look at all the Fantastic Four movies over the years, the Fox movies, the first one wasn't terrible. It wasn't fantastic. Second one also, but again, they weren't perfect. That's the thing about, or should I say perfect? They weren't extremely amazingly good. If you be honest with yourself, they weren't. The last Fantastic Four movie that they did, nobody talks about that for good reason. But what I'm saying is, Fantastic Four, they are superheroes, but more than that, they're scientists, explorers. You could do a movie with them probably exploring a different dimension, exploring the negative zone, something like that. And before anybody jumps on me and says, but, oh, you know, if they're exploring a different universe, then the females was what makes sense. No, it doesn't. It does not. That's what you could do with the heroes. If you have them being scientists, explorers, and then add some superhero mix into it, you could work with that. But no, this whole nonsense of trying to act like, you know, instead they want to rinse and repeat the same movie and over again with no new comic characters getting their chance. Echo failed miserably. Female Hawkeye failed miserably. Ironheart is a disaster. Female Black Panther wasted time. You keep pushing this MCU nonsense. Let's not forget the Marvels, the biggest disappointment to date. You keep pushing this nonsense and expecting people to sit there, smile at you and go, well, okay, no problem with that. You all are trying to gaslight fans, and once again, Mary Sue's out there leading in charge. Everything in this article proves that this woman knows nothing about Silver Surfer and is just wasting everybody's freaking time. Nobody wants a female Silver Surfer because everybody see what you're going to do, and you constantly expose yourselves, and Disney is determined to lose as much money as possible because, like I've said before, I'll say again, and I keep saying, they are determined to die on that woke hill. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.